Craig, Kansas got some unexpected snow today. Barber County attorney says that moisture helped with the wildfire that they've been battling for several days, but that doesn't mean it's over. Craig, we have learned that there was first a shooting and then a truck slammed into a business early this morning. Police are saying both incidents are related. Darren, the Butler County Sheriff's Office says the fire was contained just in the living room. Now, no flames were visible, but once neighbors heard a cry for help, that's when they jumped in to try and help the victim. Stephanie, the area behind me is where 3 Hutchinson teens had to be rescued. Now, I want to point out behind me that you can still see the tubing rafts of where they had to be rescued. Now, the fire department says this could have turned worse. Darren, this could potentially save the city $9 million over time. Now, although it would possibly cost the city $9 million to build the water treatment plant, it's a lot cheaper than the $18 million over the next 20 years to keep buying water from the city of Wichita. Stephanie, this is a completely different scene from this morning. We're standing next to the house of where they pulled the woman from the burning house. Now, I want to just show you really quick where they pulled her from. This is the first window of the basement window where they kicked in and just basically tried to get her out. Stephanie, Harvey County Sheriff T. Walton says safety is always the main concerns when it comes to citizens, and basically it's their top priority. But right now he says they're short on staff and he blames wages. So he says right now he has a deputy that's doing twice the work and it's time for pay to go up. Firefighters say the fire happened right here in this garage, and I want to walk back and show you just the extensive damage that happened right here. As you can see, everything in here is a total loss.
Shardaa Gray is in Sylvia tonight. She continues our coverage.
Captain Robert Melton grew up in this small city, Sylvia. Most of his classmates no longer live here, but when those who grew up with him found out he was shot yesterday, it hit home. Well, Stephanie, the feeling at the watch party was electric as Nico became the first Wichitan in more than 30 years to bring home an Olympic medal.
We have team coverage starting with Shardaa Gray.
Stephanie, fire crews have been battling this massive grass fire all day. Yesterday, to be exact, that's when exactly first started, but they've been battling that from the Oklahoma area to the Kansas area. Now, I've been told that cattle and ranches are in danger and towns have been evacuated. I've been in the area since early this morning, and I can tell you that I've had to keep driving and moving to stay away from this fast-moving fire. Earlier today, I was in Sun City, where nearly the entire town of about 50 has evacuated. Same story in nearby Lake City. Sun City resident Sabina Long is worried about losing her house, so she's headed to Pratt after a voluntary evacuation. Earlier today, though, there were people coming into Sun City just to try to help the residents trying to evacuate.
There was just fires starting up everywhere. I mean, just everywhere. And so I wanted to get my pictures, water all around the house all night long, get my pictures, get my animals.
So we're just checking on neighbors, making sure people don't need help protecting their homes and protecting their livestock.
Now, there was another couple that I talked to that was out here. They were basically passing out food and water to firefighters who have just been working tirelessly all day, and they were just basically doing their part as neighbors to help out. Now, there are still homes in jeopardy at this hour with the fire continuing to spread. Now, we are at a safe location. I just want to point out to you, if you can see it, just where the smoke is billowing, just near the Sun City area, but we'll continue to stay out here and give you live updates in our 6 o'clock newscast. But for now, live in Barber County, Shardaa Gray, KSN News.
Shardaa, you were in Hayes yesterday. How does this compare?
Well, Darren and Stephanie, I saw a lot more damage in Hayes yesterday, but Wichita got a significant amount of damage this morning. Now, the storm took out trees and power poles, causing power outages. Now, we did check just before our newscast to see how the numbers are, and here in Sedgwick County, about 2,900 are still without power. Strong storms moved across south central Kansas this morning, producing winds up to 80 miles per hour. That wind overturned a tractor trailer on K42 in Hoover this morning.
Preliminary indication was that a strong wind gust came through earlier today, approximately at 8:30 this morning, and blew the truck, tractor, and semi-trailer over into the median.
Believe it or not, the Kansas Highway Patrol says the driver suffered minor injuries. As crews worked to get the driver out, they encountered a task of their own.
Emergency crews had to work in the wind and the rain. Fortunately, we had a break there. It looks like we've got another storm that's closing in on us real fast.
As that storm passed, city workers cleared 6 streets where trees blocked the roadway. Workers made between 20 to 25 stops, cleaning up damage they noticed on their own and received 35 calls of storm damage. It's a task that will take a while to clean up. City officials tell me they expect the cleanup process to continue tomorrow, even into next week, but that's only for non-emergent calls. Now, their main goal today was to clear out streets so emergency vehicles can pass through. Shardaa Gray, KSN News. The firefighters say the fire happened right here in this garage, and I want to walk back and show you just the extensive damage that happened right here. As you can see, everything in here is a total loss. The family here includes 5 adults and 7 children, and that's an aunt, her adult nieces and nephews, and their 7 children. They're trying now to sort through the damage to see if they can salvage anything left inside.
Everything I have is in there.
Everything now lost in flames, including mementos from Robin Love's deceased parents.
Things that cannot be replaced are in there.
But what also can't be replaced, says Love, the lives of her nieces and nephews and their children.
And if we hadn't acted quickly, calmly, we all may not be here.
Love says as soon as she found out the garage was on fire, she knew she had to act quickly and get everyone out safely.
I was able to get all of them out and to that front door before the flames started. The house was full of smoke.
Investigators say this is an accidental fire, likely caused by discarded smoking material. Love feeling devastated about the whole incident, saying she feels like she let her family down.
To have these little tiny faces look at you and you know that you were taking care of them, and now you can't do that, it makes me feel bad.
But knowing her family made it out alive is all that matters to her.
The girls, all they can keep saying is thank you, Aunt Robin. Thank you for getting us out.
Love tells me Red Cross has helped them out tremendously, putting them in a motel for a couple of days, giving them blankets and clothes. Now, since this has happened this morning, Love basically tells me that she's still trying to figure out and just get back on her feet, but she has faith that everything will work out. Shardaa Gray, KSN News. Craig, about 100 people packed the neighborhood city hall this morning. It's their monthly community breakfast meeting, but today's meeting was a chance to speak out and offer ideas on how to replace 2 stores. Some call vital to the community.
I didn't want to have a meeting just to have a meeting. I wanted to have a meeting with a purpose, and for me, this is what I want to take back.
These Post-it notes are what Council Member Levanta Williams hope will shed light on what the community would like to see in District 1.
I want to get an idea of what they'd like to see there. Presently, we have a flower shop, Crawford's Creations. They are still there, but Quick Trip and Walmart leaving that particular area was detrimental for our community.
The neighborhood is in dire need of professional businesses to go into it.
Robert Tillman is one of the many community members who attended the monthly breakfast meeting, hoping to find a solution for their desert food stores.
For my personal desires, I would like to see another grocery store going there because people need fresh produce, an opportunity to be in walking distance from their home.
Others wondering if there's a possibility the city could step in.
It seems to me we should have the flexibility. If our community really needs to have something like that there, we should be able, as a city, to be able to do that and then put whoever we want to have in that space.
While some are just hoping for a change.
I would like one of the outcomes of this meeting to be that people promise that they're going to become involved.
While they didn't immediately come up with answers to what comes next, most here seem to agree something needs to be done, and they are calling this a good start. Councilmember Williams did stress the stores are owned by Walmart and Quick Trip. The next step is to go back and talk to staff members, such as the city manager and their economic development assistant, to see what the city's role could be. Shardaa Gray, KSN News.